All right, time to chat with our Four Nations Face-Off reporter Claire Hanna, who's in Boston. Mike Sullivan said Tuesday Quinn Hughes was coming to Boston, but according to Pierre Lebrun, no one knows what's going on. So tell us, Claire, how could Hughes be eligible to play in the final?
Well, it's not as simple as Quinn Hughes just arriving in Boston and getting into the USA lineup against Canada on Thursday, meaning that for the United States to get him into the lineup, they need to have another player on top of Charlie McAvoy get injured. Let's look at Team Canada as an example of this earlier in the tournament. So when you saw that injury to Shea Theodore, they put Travis Sanheim in the lineup. He was their extra defenseman at the time. But then when Cale Makar was a question of whether he could go in, and when it was deemed that he wouldn't be healthy enough to play, that's when Canada was able to add Thomas Harley to the lineup because they needed to have an extra player in their roster because they were a man short. So Quinn Hughes, maybe there's going to be another injury to this United States team, but for him to get in, there's going to have to be somebody come out of the lineup due to an illness or an injury.
Now, a lot has been packed into the past week for Team Canada. 3 games in 2 different cities, not a lot of downtime. So, as they get ready for Thursday's final, Claire, what did Team Canada do on Tuesday?
Well, Canada had the day off. Head coach John Cooper mentioned that this has been a very emotional and taxing and grinding tournament for the Canadians. And when he looks at the rest of the players in the league, he said they're texting each other about their vacations in Hawaii and the Bahamas. They're having fun. But for these players right now in Boston at the Four Nations, they are working really hard. He noted that there's going to be over half a dozen NHL games on Saturday. For these players on the ice, they're giving everything they've got on Thursday. So the fact that they're just having this crazy schedule, he wanted them to have the day off. It's really the only day during this tournament that they've had a chance to breathe. Now, looking ahead to Thursday, I think that Canada is going to have a very similar lineup against the United States that they had in their game against Finland in that 5-3 win. John Cooper mentioned that earlier in the tournament, they were thrown into the fire, figuring out what worked for their lineup. And he said on Tuesday morning that he feels like they know right now where the pieces to that puzzle fit, and right now they all fit.
Getting us set for the biggest game in Four Nations Face-Off history. Thanks, Claire.